We've also got voters telling the exit pollsters that the most important issue for them is not the most important issue that you see in every other election. It's always the economy. But look at this. Exit polls nationwide, they're saying that health care is the most important issue, and the economy isn't second. The economy's third. So that tells you a few different things. Number one, it tells you that this election is happening in a good economy. Number two, it tells you that the Democrats were right when they said that health care was going to be the most important issue in this election. And it tells you that the Republicans were right, that they could elevate immigration to a place it almost never is in order to try to motivate their base voters heading in.
It also tells you that the rap that the Democrats got for not having a message was wrong all along. It was sort of one of those things that in the national media sometimes we get wrong. The Democrats had a message. It was health care. They never blinked. They never strayed from it. And it looks like they got their message through. I think the evidence of that was about 6 weeks ago. You saw Republicans lying about their positions on pre-existing conditions. So it's not surprising to see that big number on health care. And it must be rewarding for the Democratic candidates who picked that and stuck with it.
At the same time, though, seeing the immigration number pop above the economy has got to be seen as success by the president in particular and by the Republican Party that went along with him on this really strongly anti-immigrant messessage.
Well, you know, also, if we had a functioning government, and if we have one after this election, which would be ideal, if the government is split, all more important than it be functioning, they will address the health care issue next year. The president will have to take the lead on pre-existing conditions. He's made claims that he's as good as the Democrats. He'll have to prove that. On immigration, another chance for accommodation by both parties. We shouldn't have to face these same two top issues 2 years from now. If our government works, if our Republican form of government works, they should address those two issues in a divided government.
But Trump sees immigration as the ultimate wedge issue. He sees immigration not as a policy issue that's designed to be solved. He sees it as a casting issue for picking villains.
I agree.
And for riling up the worst in people. And so, do you really think that Trump, no matter how good the rest of the government is,
a normative value here? All right, Rachel, you know that word, a normative value. What I'd like to see is a government respond to the electorate. And if the electorate says health care is the number one issue, damn well deal with the pre-existing issue. Come up with a modification of Obamacare that the Republicans can vote for and get 218 votes in the House and move it. And the same with immigration. They had a really good comprehensive bill in 2013. Bring it up to the floor. Boehner wouldn't bring it up last time. Bring it up and pass it. I'm sorry. I'm a positive person about elections. They should lead to, we have engagement, time for the marriage. Okay? A lot of people voting. Let's get married. Let's do something.
Gene, when you look at those numbers about who's turning out what they care about, what are you seeing there?
Well, I also see that Democrats did connect with the health care issue. I think that's the headline from that. The immigration is really interesting because we have a president who doesn't want to solve the immigration issue because he wouldn't have, that's the wedge. He wouldn't have the wedge. So I can't be as optimistic as you are that anything is going to get done as long as Donald Trump is president on immigration. What those numbers don't yet tell us is who connected with independents. And I think that's, we're going to talk a lot about that tonight. You know, Democrats connected with their base and Republicans with their base, but there are a lot of independents out there.
And that's what I'm saying. I mean, the immigration number, to me, isn't about whether or not it works. It says that Donald Trump drowned out every Republican candidate's message because the Republican candidates, they didn't lead Donald Trump to a message about immigration for the midterms. The midterm candidates running under the banner as Republicans didn't choose to run on immigration. They followed Donald Trump there. The Democratic candidates running in these midterms chose to run on health care, and their surrogates, who are normal, like former President Obama and Biden, followed them on their issues. So the difference on the immigration issue is this was not something that Republicans running for Congress or chose to run on. This was something Trump drowned out everything else.
And that's, I mean, Trumpism within the Republican Party, right? Is that I know best. Exactly. You're all dumb. I can tell you how to do your jobs better than you ever have. I pick immigration for you.
And that swamps out everything else. I mean, there's been some reporting in the last week that Paul Ryan pleaded with the White House, please let us talk about the economy, which doesn't stink for everybody. And, you know, no go.
But then his PAC runs an anti-immigrant ad.
Right. Because he has gross, no one can air it.
Right.
Meanwhile, good economy, it's issued like number 3, way down. You know, it just makes no sense.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.